Hey, everybody, welcome to the brand spanking new For Profit Blogging videocast. My name is Joe Saul-Sehy from For Profit Blogging and Stacking Benjamins. And with me is my partner at Stacking Benjamins For Profit Blogging. Her name is Kathleen, and that's why we call her Kathleen.
Hello.
Is that a good intro?
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I am full of them today. Hey, so just to let everybody know, this is brand new for us, and our goal is to have these short little videos so we can share with you some cool stuff. We are in no ways gurus. We are in the trenches every day when it comes to blogging, which is what we write about over at For Profit Blogging, and we also we review different products. So today we're actually going to talk about an online course that we've been doing at Stacking Benjamins and how that's gone. We started off pretty good. I mean, we set up, Kathleen, we set up using lead pages, which I would say was a big success, wouldn't you?
A big success and a big learning curve, just like everything else.
Yeah, the learning curve on lead pages was way more than I thought it would be. Like when they show you how to use it initially, it looks like it's going to be really easy. And frankly, creating a page is easy. It's just you need to have a serious flow chart of what page goes after which page and how to link those pages together to get it to work right.
Yep. And
Yeah.
now we know.
Well, we kind of know.
Well, we know better than we did.
That is true. We're like halfway there. The second thing is on lead pages. So we had set up initially for a class to go in January, and the class in January went well, but we only had 2 people, so we didn't end up using lead pages very much. So we set up to do it again, and that's where we made some mistakes because we thought that we had a handle on lead pages, and it turns out that we had some stuff wrong.
We sure did. Yeah. We had dates wrong and times wrong, and time zone math was wrong, and pricing was wrong. You know, we did so much wrong that we'll know how many things we can do right. You know, we could write a template of what not to do when we're setting up a course, which would be helpful. Yes.
I think that's the learning curve. When I used to do seminars, some of the best people that I did seminars for, they had these great checklists of every single thing you needed to check, because often it were these little tiny things. Like for ours, the course is $101 on a page that wasn't even the first page. It was like the third page people went to. It said $97. Like, and where the heck that came? And guess who pointed out to us? It was, of course, somebody
who's trying to pay.
Is it 97 or is it 101? We're like, oh, we'll take 101. Whichever one's higher, except that one. Yeah,
we need that extra $4.
Right. So that is part of our learning curve, is making sure that we have the checklist of what we've done. We also, by the way, when we were setting this up, we listened to and read some different things about how to adequately set up these courses. And one of the best places we went was Steve Chow's podcast, which is My Wife Quit Her Job. And there was a guy, what's the guy's name? Steven
Issa. I still have his webpage bookmarked.
Yes. Yeah. Great podcast. We'll link to it on the show notes for this at For Profit Blogging, but fantastic. What was your biggest takeaway from him?
My biggest takeaway was that you don't have to have a course built to sell a course. You know, it's so crazy to think that there's this cool way to get a small group of people more help, and to be more accessible for a small group of people. Set up a course, and then you think, gosh, like, I'm not a teacher, or like, you know, how much do you have to do? Yeah, I don't have a syllabus. Like, so then you think you have like nothing. You have a blank piece of paper. But he says, sell it, and then if people buy it, start building it out, and build out the first day, and then build out the second day after you've done the first day, which is so much easier. You see like the step in front of you instead of the very tip top of the staircase.
And what's great is that now for our course, now that we have it built, now we can just focus on getting stuff right. But it's amazing. Getting through the first one, I think, is the hardest piece, because once you have the first one, then you have something. Like, I have so much trouble working from a blank sheet of paper, but once I have stuff in front of me, it's much easier to edit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good stuff there.
My great template for the next one.
Absolutely. My biggest takeaway from him was to start off with a bang. And that's what we did, I think, really well in our course, was that we started off by not in the most logical manner, because the logical manner for what we were teaching, financial stuff, it's really kind of the foundation first, but the foundation's boring. So we started off by saving people money in the first 15 minutes. And then we actually used that to help sell people on the course also. And we'll continue, I think, to sell people on that. That was a big learning. The next piece was to integrate with either, the class by itself is good, but I think that you share with people how well you make people feel like they got value from their course if you have lots of follow-up material. And right now we're between the two halves of our course. Our course was 2 different dates, and between those classes, we're sending people homework every day. And I think that's a good thing too, Kathleen, because
I did too, and we're getting a lot of engagement in the Facebook group now.
Boy, we didn't at first.
No, we sure didn't. But today we've gotten several people saying, let's talk about more follow-up here. And it's cool because it's a closed Facebook group and it's small. So people feel safe and comfortable talking about their specific, very, very specific scenarios. And they're getting good feedback.
Yeah. I was, we recorded a practice episode of this last week, and you and I had said the exact opposite, that we love having the closed Facebook group, but man, we're not sure if it's going anywhere. And right now we're seeing it's going somewhere. You just got to give it a minute. So the next piece is, and we'll end on this, you have to make sure you have contingency planning. And we had something that we could have never expected happen just before we kicked off, which was my internet went out with an hour to go before the course. And
how often does your internet go out?
But never. Absolutely never. It was horrible. It was so bad. So tell that story.
Yeah. So I helped in the back end. We had you and our resident rock star
OG
guru expert OG were teaching the course. So I thought, okay, well, if I've got these slides put together, I'm done. I'll just attend as a student. That'll be easy. I got my cup of coffee, turned on my computer, and there was like panic coming from here. You couldn't get on the internet. For some reason, you couldn't even text OG to tell him what was going on. So we had this like stressed out game of telephone going on where you were worried about this, and I was trying to tell him he didn't have the slides. But he never lost his cool, which was really awesome, because he said, I just need the slides, I'll get started, and then whenever Joe comes in, it'll be fine. So we got in the slides at exactly the same moment you got internet. Right. So no big deal, but lesson for next time, work with OG, because he didn't let it phase him at all. You couldn't tell that there was super high stress in half the class.
Yeah, everybody needed the slides. That was number one. We should have had a contingency plan, and we didn't.
I mean, we had them on the cloud. We just didn't share them. That was our fault.
Yeah. Yep. And so I had them ready to go, and then I couldn't get on. And the reason, which I didn't know how to do at the time, that I couldn't text OG was because my phone, I texted him the very first message, and for something else that never happens, of course, this all happens at the same time, the message hung. It was like 3/4 of the way through. And I've learned since how to delete that, but I'm pressing all the different buttons on my phone to try to get that to go. And technology was my enemy that day. But the other thing that we did really well, and I know this, Kathleen, from being in PR with Ameriprise, was over communicate. spend a lot of time over communicating. When I worked with Ameriprise's PR professionals, it was amazing to see them. Every single time something would go wrong, they said, tell them the truth, tell them multiple times, make sure that people don't know, or make sure people know what's going on, because otherwise no news is bad news, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. Our lesson for the day. Well, that's it for us. You got anything else to add, Kathleen?
No, that's all for now. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah, go visit the website, For Profit Blogging, and we'll be back here next Monday with another, hopefully, story about how we didn't totally screw something up.
Or we did. Who knows?
Yeah,
We haven't yet, but the week is young.
It's going to be an adventure. See you next time.